good afternoon, everybody. Scott Luton and Kevin L. Jackson, special
Hello.
episode of Digital Transformers, right here with our newest best friend. We're with Tygarlily, an esports host, influencer, and enthusiast. Tygarlily, how you doing?
I'm great. I'm your best friend.
Absolutely.
Well, Kevin and I are learning a ton about esports here at the Veterans Bowl, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I tell you, I didn't know how intricate this could be. But, you know, like you said, I'm in a great mood today.
Right.
So let's learn more about it.
Navy beat Army, and we've got an expert to get us through the learning exercises here. So, Tygarlily, let's start with how'd you get into esports?
That's a great question. And I wouldn't call myself an expert per se. I just happen to have my foot in so many different doors.
Okay.
Because when it comes to esports, I personally tried my best to be a player. And I feel like I entered the esports industry and world a little too late to be a player, an efficient gamer where my actual gameplay put me on a team, for example. So instead, I took the route of being a host. And now that's where I'm in. I host the events and I try my best to educate a lot of the viewers on esports because it's becoming well known now.
Right.
And you
Blown
know,
up.
yeah, colleges are now bringing in teams and scholarships and they're playing professionally around the States and even around the world.
So I'm going to pull on that, actually, because my daughter was at ODU, and she was actually the captain of the SOVA esports team.
That's amazing. First off, I love girl power, a girl running their own team. I love that.
But she's actually a director of Game On, an esports center in Virginia Beach. So
That's
she's-
amazing.
We got to
Amazing.
get
part of her
Tygarlily
career.
and your daughter connected.
That'd be
should
amazing.
absolutely
I would
do
love
that.
to one day host one of her games or even interview her and talk to her about what it's like being a team captain because I've never done that myself.
Oh, great.
So let's do this. Let's you know, for folks like me and maybe Kevin, I'm not going to speak for Kevin, but I am not an esports expert or enthusiast. I don't know a whole bunch about the industry. Tell us, if you had esports 101 in just a small nutshell, what do folks need to know?
I think the biggest argument these days is how to convince your parents to let you play video games, you know? How do I do this? But my biggest advice to the parents is it's just like any sport or any musical instrument. You need to practice. So if your kids are really serious about gaming and making it a part of their career or a part of their, instead of making it a hobby, transitioning into actually practicing every night, then it becomes really serious. And like I said earlier, colleges are actually looking into recruiting students that take this seriously and practice every night. And they have a team they practice with and they're able to get together. Then the college teams put them, you know, they get scholarships and all that.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
Wow,
not gonna
scholarships.
say- yeah, scholarships. But I have to say that my daughter was doing a lot of streaming over Twitch, right? And she actually used software robots to manage her audience, and she learned how to
Yes.
code. And
Your daughter is impressive. First off, she's a team captain and now she's a coder.
Well, she graduated 2 years ago, and she, like I said, she works at it as her career right now.
See, that's the thing when it comes to gaming. You're either one, the player, or two, you end up growing into like strategy planning or team managing, community management. You can also go into producing, which is the amazing team we have today, Atlanta Premier. Thank you for producing this event. And it even goes further than that, you know, content creators. A lot of people are like, define content creation, but what you're really doing is you're bringing the content that we all want to know about and watch to stream. It's almost an entry into film. So being a host or being an actress and being able to be on screen, you know.
So, in addition to giving thanks to the world-class production team here at the Veterans Bowl, Premier GG, we've got to give thanks to TNS and Digital Names for sponsoring Digital Transformers in our conversation here with Tygarlily. So, all right, one last point, and then I'd love, Kevin, for you to weigh in on digital transformation, the metaverse, and all that good stuff.
Absolutely.
So you're speaking to Tygarlily, just the growth, the opportunities, and more that the esports industry offers, and it's blowing up, getting bigger and bigger each year, right?
Yes. I agree with you. I think it's going to continue getting bigger. And there's going to be way more job opportunities for different players, gamers, developers, producers, coders, team managers. You know, we're going to need more people that can lead. So we're going to see that grow as we move on.
Awesome. One last point, Kevin, is I think the college game is coming back after being on hiatus, NCAA football. You know anything about this, Tygarlily? It's been off the market for a couple of years.
Oh, wow.
It deals with the NIL, NCAA programming. It's coming back, and maybe me and you can anchor a team. What you think?
Ooh, yes, definitely.
All right.
But this is really a business, and I don't think a lot of people maybe accept it as a business or recognize it as a business. From your point of view, how do you see yourself fitting in what people may refer to as the real business, or is this the business of entertainment?
It definitely falls into business of entertainment, but at the end of the day, who's going to run these teams? A lot of investors are going to drop lots of money. You're going to run into that, but what are we going to do with that? We're going to get a team of producers, and we're going to get a team of hosts and actors here today to talk to you, and then even more, someone to educate us, for you, like you, for example, on what we're going to talk about with the Metaverse and all that.
Well, so the Metaverse, people think that that's sort of not real. It's virtual, and they're right. It's not real. It is virtual. But what's really important to recognize is that the physical world and the virtual world are now merging. And business is not just the entertainment business, but just about every industry have to learn how to interact and operate in the Metaverse and connect with their customers. What do you feel about the Metaverse? Is it a real thing?
Digital content is real. I have this argument these days where it almost is like the real world is the stage for digital content.
Okay.
We run into that all the time. And as we look to the internet, and even now, NFTs or Bitcoin, you're going to see a lot of that digital content becoming more and more accessible. It's the thing that we're trying to do these days is wrap our head around NFTs, the non-tangible,
non-fungible tokens.
Yes.
Right.
So, you know, a lot of people are interested in that because it's the unknown, but as I continue forward, even in the gaming space, I see it becoming more and more of an everyday thing.
Well, one of the things, like my company, TNS, actually has a global blockchain, right?
Okay.
And we actually have a product called Nifties. That's a marketplace for NFTs. And other projects that we're working on include the management of virtual spaces in Second Life.
Okay.
Okay, so we're in that world.
Definitely.
But when it comes to other businesses and their own digital transformation, I also think that this is about communication, being able to communicate with other businesses within your ecosystem, and to be able to connect with your customers like you.
Yeah.
So tell me, what does a business need to do to digitally connect to you and your generation?
My generation and the generations after me love adorable, cute things they can collect. We're all here. We go to events to collect. We want that esports shirt to rock our favorite team member, right? You see that in sports today and in the past. And a lot of artists like me, we are going into NFTs that are almost like cards, or Pokemon cards, Magic the Gathering cards, our favorite sport team cards that you can collect and you can keep in your digital wallet.
Okay.
Wow.
So is this just a fad? I mean, you say you like cuddly things, but I may be giving away my age, but people used to collect Beanie Babies, and they were thousands and thousands of dollars, but now nobody wants to buy a Beanie Baby. So you're collecting NFTs maybe next year nobody cares. Now you've spent money and now it's gone. It's
Well-
just a fad, right?
Well, you know, with the classic with artists, for example, if in the future one of our favorite artists that was producing NFTs passed away, I know that's the saddest truth is
Right.
when your artist or musician or favorite athlete passes away, then anything they had created in the past just becomes that their price. It's value. It's important to people, and you're going to spend more money on that. So I don't think NFTs are going to run out, honestly.
So, on that note, I hate to wrap up this conversation with Tygarlily and Kevin L. Jackson, but we must. Tygarlily, how can folks connect with you after today's chat with us?
I am found under Tygarlily, which is actually spelled Tygarlily on Twitch. I'm also a Facebook partner where I like to upload a lot of content like this today.
okay.
And then I'm on most socials under the same username. It's pretty simple.
Wonderful.
Great. You have a new follower now.
That's
Oh, thank you.
Well, hey, again, big thanks to TNS and Digital Names for sponsoring Digital Transformers. Hey, best of luck to the players in the second half of the Veterans Bowl. On behalf of Kevin L. Jackson and Scott Luton, we'll see you next time right here on Digital Transformers.